Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and that means tonight was Monday Night Raw. Last Monday Night Raw built a good bit of stuff for Clash at the Castle, and even beyond Clash at the Castle as well. I mean, it built up a new tag team match for the show. It built up a possible tag team title match for the future. Something on my arm. And it also crowned new women's tag team champions tonight on Monday Night Raw, which we'll get into all of that. Like, what the hell? What the hell was that? Aaliyah and Raquel? Really? Really? Like, I don't even know what to say. But just like it has over the last couple of weeks, the show flowed really well. Didn't feel like a dragged out long 3-hour show. They get to the women's title match and I'm like, is this not main event? Oh, it is main event. Oh, dang. Like, I thought there could have been an easy 30 minutes left. No, there was like 15. And I'm like, oh, show went by pretty quickly. Excuse me, but with that, I do want to say thank you if you are watching live, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, or if you're watching or listening later, whether that's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited or Twitter. Nope, we don't do Twitter no more. Podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. I also want to say, if you are watching live, then you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe to the channel with a tiered subscription, just like Esports Gaming Rules did over 3 days ago. Or you could be like Mr. Bangs You and subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because all you got to do is take that Amazon Prime account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom, your Prime Gaming. And here's the other cool thing. It doesn't even have to be your Amazon Prime account. It can be anybody's Amazon Prime account, whether that's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, anybody. It can be anyone's Amazon Prime account. But on the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out over there as well by hitting that join button down below to become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Also, remember, you can get all of that, but more directly support us by heading over to patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something, whether that's a new game, whether that's an old game, whether you're claiming one of the free games or you're getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or even Rumbleverse. Yes, Rumbleverse has Epic Store integration, and use this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout, to directly support us and not cost you anything extra. All you do is put that little code right there in, whether that is on the Epic Game Store or in the launchers for Fortnite, Rocket League, and Rumbleverse on your PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. Use code PW Unlimited for all Epic Store and Epic Games purchases. But we've got Monday Night Raw to talk about that kicked off with a great 8.5-minute match between Finn Balor and Damian Priest, taking on the team, with Finn Balor and Damian Priest, taking on the team of AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler. So AJ Styles enters to open up the show, and the announcers preview the show. And Dolph Ziggler then enters, and they played a replay of Edge and Beth, Phoenix, and the Judgment Day stuff from last week. They really focused heavily on Rhea Ripley during the Judgment Day's entrance, and since she might be the most dangerous member of the group overall. Early on in the match, Styles hit Priest with a diving forearm outside the ring, which led to a break about a minute or two in. Balor was in control over Ziggler following the break. It seemed like Balor wanted to try for a Styles clash, but Ziggler countered it into a famouser. There was a weird spot at one point where Priest ducked a forearm and Styles held up so he wouldn't hit Balor, which is very weird. He goes to hit Damian with the forearm, Then he's running, and all of a sudden, Balor's on the apron. He stops himself. And I'm like, well, if that's your partner, I get stopping. But it's your opponent, so just run right the fuck into him. But he stops himself, which is very weird. I don't know exactly what was supposed to happen there. Priest then shoved Styles, who bumped into Balor anyways, and tried to roll him up, but only got a 2 off of it. Styles then followed this up with the calf crusher, but Balor helped Priest get to the ropes. Ziggler then had Priest pinned with a roll-up, but the referee was distracted by Styles for some weird-ass reason. I don't even understand that. Ziggler then fended off Balor with a super kick, but Priest popped him with a South of Heaven chokeslam and picked up the pinfall victory. So there we go. After the match, Edge was shown arriving at the building in an SUV. Ethan says, I could be wrong with Sasha in the Raw Open. I don't know, because I didn't see the Open. I usually don't pay attention to the video, so yeah. The now forever together, and then the entrance video, or whatever the song is. I usually don't really pay that much attention to it. So if you're trying to say she was, if you're trying to say she was, I'll come back at you and go, was she ever taken out? I mean, I assume so. So I have no clue. I mean, we can look on Twitter and see if anyone said anything. Sasha Raw Open. Let's see. Let's see. Not seeing anything on Twitter. Yeah, nope. Unless you're that one person with the best eyes in the biz, no one else saw it. And if they did, tweeted about it. It's Raw. What did I say? Did I say something different? Did I say SmackDown? I don't fucking know. I don't even know what I say. You see all this mess back there? Because I'm packing to move. I got scatterbrain, bud. I got big old scatterbrain. So I'm getting kicked out of my apartment. I pack all my shit up in 30 days. I got to find a new place to live. Oh, that. Yeah, I just didn't change it. I could change it right now. He said I didn't change the name for the Twitch stream. I could change it right now. Look at this. Monday Night Raw. Hey, look, it's changed. Honestly, I just never changed it. Like I said, I got scatterbrain right now. Anyways, Judgment Day are like, you know what? Edge, you want to come to the building right now? You want to get here right now? Let's go. We'll wait for you in the ring. Don't worry about it, Kid Vicious. I got stuff set up. We're all good. The Judgment Day paced around, waiting for Edge. Ripley invited Edge to come into the ring. He wanted to take his manhood, or at least what's left of it. Balor thought it was ridiculous that Rey Mysterio and Edge got their own documentaries, but he didn't. Priest said that they weren't in Toronto, where his friends and family and his wife could help him. He said his wife is the one that wears the pants in the family. Edge then entered to a huge reaction from the crowd in Philly. Edge informed Priest that they both wear the pants in their family. Because one, it's 2022, so you need to stop being a caveman. That's probably why you're going to be single for the rest of your life. And, well, because my wife's a badass. He then said that you guys look like a bunch of angry emos who didn't get tickets to the My Chemical Romance concert. Cesaro says, didn't Finn have a documentary before the WWE 24? If he did, which I believe he did, basically they're saying that the A&E documentaries are the top tier. Basically, they just said the A&E they said tonight, which they basically are. They say that the A&E documentaries are top tier, are the top tier documentaries, which they kind of are. 24s are cool. The 365s are nice, but the A&E ones, there's just another level of whoa. And I think that Ray one, if you guys didn't watch the Ray documentary yet, I would recommend it. It was really good. Especially when Angie's like, yeah, when I was pregnant with Aaliyah and Ray wasn't working, he was going through some stuff. And Ray goes, you hear Ray off camera go, whoa, 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 no. Tell him how much of a dick I was to you. Tell him how bad of a husband I was. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's an interesting one. Like, Ray just basically be like, no. I wasn't a good husband when you were pregnant with Aaliyah in 2000 or 2001. So tell them how bad I was. He's like, tell them. Don't sugarcoat it, basically is what he said. I was like, oh, this is really happening. Like, they're going really deep. And then they talk about it for like 2 minutes, and then they drop it. So, But speaking of Rey Mysterio, Edge said the Judgment Day haven't learned their lesson because he did not come alone, and all of a sudden, Rey and Dom would attack from behind. And then this shit got a little too cheesy. Because it's Rhea in the ring by herself after Finn and Damian get dispatched of. And it's Rhea and Dom. She's like, you wouldn't hit me. You ain't going to hit a woman. Come on. Hit me. And then Dom just gives her the kendo stick. Edge and Ray then jump in to back him up. And she's still like, come on, you guys wouldn't do anything to me. And then Balor and Priest jump back in to pull Rhea away. And I'm like, I wasn't a fan of that at the end. Because it's like, of course Dom's not going to hit her, or he's not going to hit a woman, but maybe if Rhea provokes him enough, he attacks Rhea. But then he'll look like the douchebag. I don't know. There's no way of winning either way. It looks stupid when Rhea's like, you wouldn't hit me. Maybe I hit you. And then she does nothing. And then it's going to look dumb if Dom hits her with the kendo. So it's a lose-lose situation that they need to get a female with them ASAP. We then had a 6-woman tag team match. This match was like 3 minutes. It was just to show us that Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa can work together. It was those three against the team of Kayla Sparks, Danny Moe, and Katie Arquette. And literally nothing happened in this match. There was nothing that happened in this match. And then eventually at like the 3-minute mark, 3 minutes, 10 seconds or so, Balor gave Spark a KOD, and Asuka tapped her out. That was it. Tapped out Danny Moe. I'm like, that was it? Okay. Then they cut a promo, and they basically said that they're going to win a Clash at the Castle. Bayley and her group think that they're going to do damage control, but they're really just going to take control. And then Asuka said, nobody is ready for Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. Yeah. And then they danced. Freaking Amazon Echo's going on. My dot's going off because I said, Alexa. So Adam Pearce was in the back and he told Miz that Loomis had been released by the police. All because Miz wouldn't press charges. All because Miz wouldn't tell the cops what actually happened. They had no actual reasoning to hold Loomis, so they had to release him. And he's like, Miz, if you just tell me what happens, I can help you. And Shawn was like, Mike's been through a lot. And you're going to book him in a match against Bobby Lashley? That's not even fair. Adam, you need to help Mike out here and make this match not happen anymore. And he's like, well, the match is already booked, but Miz, if you're going through stuff, we've got counselors, we've got help we can give you and this and that and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm always here to talk. If you need to talk to me, just let me know. And Miz is like, oh, no, I'm not. I got no. Then they get the long, dragged out Kurt Angle segment. This is the one thing that did feel long on the show. Kurt Angle comes out, big "you suck" chants like always, and I love on commentary. They're like, "If this is your first time watching this show, those aren't the fans crapping on." What did he say? He said, those "you suck" chants are a term of endearment when it comes to Kurt Angle. Kurt comes in the ring. He's like, this weekend is Clash at the Castle. And then we hear, shush, shush, please. And out comes the Alpha Academy. We go to commercial, and then we come back. So Gable called Angle his personal hero. Angle's story motivated him when he went to the Olympics. Angle, he said, you won a gold medal. And Angle goes, yes, with a freaking broken neck. Or broke a freaking neck, or something like that. Gable then said the Alpha Academy was looking for new members. But there wasn't a shred of talent here in Pittsburgh. The crowd booed. And someone literally had the gall to message me and go, was that a shot at Britt Baker? What? I'm like, excuse me? This is exactly my response. Excuse me? And they're like, well, she's from Pittsburgh. And Gable said there's no talent in Pittsburgh. I'm like, oh my. Too many people try to look way too much, like way too far into things, and then try to make anything a WWE shot at AEW or an AEW shot at WWE or whatever. And it's like, no. He said the same freaking thing last week in Toronto, that there's no talent in that city. Like, come on. That was not a shot at Britt Baker. There's no shred of talent in Pittsburgh. Like, yeah, okay. Gable then said at one point, quote, there's an Olympic hero in this ring, not to mention Kurt Angle. Show some respect. Saying he's an Olympic hero, which is kind of funny. Gable then offered Angle a membership into the Alpha Academy, but just for one night. Otis went to give him an Alpha Academy jacket, and Angle said, yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that one. He tosses the jacket away and turns him down. Gable then said he couldn't believe it, and Angle said, it's true. It's damn true. I can't believe it. Is it true? Gable then shushed him. Then this just got dumb. They got into a shush battle. Like, shush, 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 shush. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Because he shushes him, and Kurt's like, did you just shush me? He's like, yes, I shushed you. Or maybe I should shush, please. And then Kurt's like, shush. And then he shushed. And shush, 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 shush. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, okay. Sure. Gable was then pissed and told Otis, get him. But before Otis could attack Kurt, out will come the Street Profits. Montez Ford would then challenge them to a tag team match. Gable accepted under one condition. They win. Or as he said, when we win, Angle must join the Alpha Academy and do whatever Master Gable says. He said, I will coach him to the next level. Angle and the Street Profits accepted. So this was when they announced Edge and Rey Mysterio against the Judgment Day at the pay-per-view, or the premium live event. And we had Street Profits versus Alpha Academy, a 16-minute match that was really good. Now, during this match, they had to do the mention of, it's been a while since we've seen the Street Profits together as a tag team. We've seen them together, but working singles matches a lot as of late. We went straight for the these two might break up soon thing. So, Gable gave Ford an overhead belly-to-belly suplex early on in this match, and about a minute or so in, they went to a commercial break. Afterwards, Angelo Dawkins made a comeback, and Gable gave a silencer to both members of the Alpha Academy. Excuse me. Gable then gave him a German suplex and reversed a forward high cross into a pin for a 2. Gable then followed this up with a Northern Light suplex for another 2. Otis then slammed Ford before Gable followed this up with a diving headbutt, but Dawkins did break up the pin. Dawkins and Otis took each other out with double clotheslines. Gable dropped his shoulder straps and applied an ankle lock as he stared at Kurt Angle. Like, I'm going to show you how to do a real ankle lock. Ford did fight out of it and applied an ankle lock of his own. Ford then grapevined the leg, and the crowd thought that we'd see the finish when, well, Otis broke it up. Otis then confronted Angle, so Dawkins wiped him out with an impressive pounce, sending him over the announce table. Dawkins then launched Gable into a suplex on Ford. Ford then finished him off the frog splash and pinned him 1, 2, 3. After the match, Dawkins and Ford gave Angle a drink from a red Solo cup. Angle didn't like it and immediately spit it out. He then grabbed bottles of milk They drank that instead. Then, super cool, Kurt grabbed more bottles of milk and threw them into the crowd. Hell freaking yeah, what a souvenir. What a freaking souvenir. We then see, 3 members of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're like, win on Sunday and go to Raw on Monday. Heck yeah. Theory Smith then acknowledged that they have an advertised face-to-face tonight with Riddle and Seth Rollins. But because of everything that's happened, it's not really face-to-face. They got to keep them in separate rooms, especially after what happened earlier today. They then aired, quote, fan footage of Riddle and Rollins trying to fight each other in the parking lot before the show when officials and referees did end up breaking it up. Then we had to sit down. Corey Graves, for some reason, had to go to I don't know why Corey Graves had to go to the backstage interview area to do this when we've seen this before with like Michael Cole on SmackDown. He just sits at the announce table and does it. I don't know why Corey had to go to the back, but whatever. So Graves goes to the back to host this, and he says, we're here with Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins. Matt Riddle? What? Yeah. First names are back. First names are back, buddy. Matt Riddle. Again, Riddle's got his first name back. He is once again Matt Riddle. Hell freaking yeah. Also, fast forward. Later on in the show, Johnny Gargano called Theory Austin. He literally just called straight up Austin. Austin Theory, over the weekend, was advertised for live events as Austin Theory. So, just like Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo were teasing, first names are coming back, baby. First names are coming back. As far as this segment started slow and built into something that was like, oh, damn. Riddle said Rollins was worried that he would embarrass him, just like Roman Reigns did, and just like Cody Rhodes did. Rollins said nobody likes him. When he ends Riddle on Saturday, it would be for everyone. Basically said, no one likes you, and I'm going to take you out. Rollins said that he was happy to put Riddle on the shelf right next to Rhodes. Riddle then said that he would prove that there's only one man in your marriage, and that's Becky, bro. After the break, they showed more footage of Rollins and Riddle. Rollins said that Riddle doesn't even have a wife anyways because she divorced his bitch ass and took his kids. Riddle then demanded to know, where are you at? Where are you at, Seth? I'm going to fuck you up. Where are you at? I'm going to beat your fucking ass. Come on. Where are you at? Like, he's ready to fight him. And Seth's like, takes the mic off and just walks off like, yeah, I got him. And Riddle's like, gets up and just shuffles off. This shit got real. Though. When Rollins said, you want to talk about wives, you don't even have a wife. Yours divorced your bitch ass. I'm like, whoa. And then Riddle over here just dropping F-bombs. He's like, hey, Seth, where are you? I'm going to fuck you up. I'm like, damn. This shit got real. They would then go on to congratulate Bad Bunny on winning an MTV VMA. Cool. Don't keep up with the VMAs or anything that is associated with that because that's not my kind of music. We then had a non-title United States Championship match. Bobby Lashley against The Miz. And here's an interesting spot. Most people probably missed this one. So The Miz and Ciampa are walking down the backstage here, corridor area or whatever. They're walking, and Miz stops. And he turns around and he looks over at the security guy who 5 seconds earlier, 10 seconds maybe, was Dexter Lumis. So they walk right past Lumis. And you see him. And all of a sudden the camera pans up to Miz because he stops. And Ciampa's like, Mike, what's wrong? You're okay? What's going on? Miz is like, goes over to the security guy and he's just looking at him. I can't remember if he said anything or anything, but I didn't write any of that down. I just said he looks at him. And Ciampa's like, all right, you got to focus. Let's focus. Let's go, Mike. Come on. And I love the realism there. Ciampa was not calling him Miz at all. It was always Mike. Hey Mike, you okay, Mike? I'm like later he's like, Mike, you shouldn't be going home by yourself. So I liked how they made this something real with Ciampa kept calling him Mike. Lashley was firmly in control early on until Ciampa distracted the referee, allowed Miz to take control. He distracted Lashley too, actually. Lashley came back with some suplexes and a choke slam. But Ciampa pulled Miz out of the ring before Lashley could go for a spear. Also, yes, since Saturday, just please give Ciampa his first name back. Yes, if Humberto and Angel and Riddle are all getting their first names back, give me Tommaso. Give me the name Tommaso. You got Austin Theory. Give me Tommaso. Tommaso Ciampa. Anyways, Miz distracts the referee. Looked like he was going to use his necklace. The ref's like, no, you're not using that. Get that out of here. And Ciampa runs in and just boom, knees freaking Lashley in the face. Lashley then hits a low DDT, gets a near fall off of it. Or Miz hits a low DDT, gets a near fall off of it. Miz then sets up for the skull crushing finale, then let go because, well, he saw Loomis in the crowd standing up like row 25 or something. Lashley then puts on the hurt lock and gets a submission victory. Miz then tries explaining to Ciampa what he saw. He's just laying on the mat. He's like, I saw him. He's here. He's in the crowd. And Ciampa's like, where? And he's looking everywhere. He's like, I'm looking over here. I don't see him. Where is he? He's like, he's in the crowd. I just saw him. Like, he's not there. So then there was a funny segment in the back. Edge and Angle. Remember when they started the "You Suck" chants and how they did it with Edge handing the pictures and stuff to Kurt, and it says like on the back "You suck" and stuff. So he hands a big old poster board to Kurt, and Kurt's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna fall for this one. Oh, there's nothing on the back. Okay, never mind. These are some cool pictures." And so he's showing Kurt all these different pictures, and there's insults on the back of all of them. There's insult after insult after insult. The last one finally said, "I still suck," or "You still suck," or something like that. And he's showing Ray and Dominic, hey, look at this cool picture. Says stuff on the back. You got me again. He realized all this. Then we get a little realness. When Dominic's like, hey, Pops, I thought we were keeping this all in the family against the Judgment Day. And he goes, hey, you know, Edge. Edge is like familia. Edge is one of the family. He's like, and we need you anyways. We need you to be there in our corner as Edge and I take on the Judgment Day. I just need a little more experience on my side, and Edge gives me that. And Dom's like, oh, all right. I guess I could be there for you. I guess I could be by your side in your corner. Dom didn't seem too happy that Ray picked Edge, and he made it known that Ray picked Edge. It wasn't Edge picked Ray. It wasn't that management made the match. He said, you picked Edge over me. So just remember that. He said, you picked Edge over me. Then got a Connor the Crusher, Connor's Cure video. Then got a big old hype video for SmackDown and Cardiff, Roman versus Drew. And then the Roman Reigns 2-year celebration coming up this week on SmackDown. Then we had the Usos and Sami Zayn. And in time, Kevin Owens. Also, remember, guys, if you want to be part of the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. The number is in the live chat if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch. And it scrolls down here periodically as well. So Jimmy and Jey Uso boasted about Reigns' title reign. Excuse me. Zayn announced that Reigns has named him the Master of Ceremonies for Friday's celebration. Jey then shot him a weird look. Zayn went to boast about the Usos being the best tag team in WWE when Kevin Owens would interrupt. Owens informed them that their boss, Roman, still owes him one. Jey goes, hey, Sammy, is that your boy? And Sammy's like, well, yeah, he's still kind of my boy, but He's like, didn't know what to say. And they're like, well, tell him if he doesn't turn his happy ass around and walk up that ramp, we're going to get him, just like we did Drew McIntyre on SmackDown. And Zayn's like, hey, Roman Reigns don't owe you nothing. And if you don't leave, you're going to get it. They're going to get you. It'd be stupid to hang around with the bloodline here. And Owens calls Zayn one of his best. Zayn, he goes, no. So before he calls his best friend at one point, but he also says, Sammy, I don't think you can get any dumber than when you grew that bad looking hair out, but you have because you're the lackey of the bloodline. He's like, but you forgot who you are. You are one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. Crowd cheers. He goes, but now you're just their clown, the bloodline's clown. And that's very sad. Zayn then took a moment before telling Owens that he didn't know what he was talking about. He said, Jimmy really likes me. They did their special handshake. He said, Jey, well, we're working on that one. But Roman really likes me. Roman really likes me. He invited me into his own personal locker room. Jey then mentioned that what they did to McIntyre was small compared to what they're going to do to Owens if he doesn't leave. Owens is like, yeah, I don't care what you did to McIntyre, but I do care that you cost me the Universal Championship 18 months ago. He said that they were celebrating 2 years of Jey having his head shoved up his cousin's ass. Zayn then warns Owens, you don't get out of here, Jey Uso's going to kick your ass. Owens said that this is about the time when we call for a referee. Put the mics down, we fight. What do you say? He's like, all right, bring a ref on down then. Ref runs down, and we get Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso in a 12.5-minute match. This match was really good. I really like this match. Owens was about to give Jey an apron powerbomb early, but Jimmy distracted him, and Jey hit him with a super kick before hitting a Samoan drop on the steel steps. After a break, a battle on the top led to Owens hitting a Fisherman's Buster, and then Owens followed this up with a big old swanton for a 2. Jey blocked a stunner attempt before Owens blocked a super kick and hit one of his own. Jey slipped out of a pop-up powerbomb and hit a super kick and a diving splash for a 2. Owens then handed out super kicks to both Jimmy and Jey before giving Jey a frog splash for a 2. Owens again set up for an apron powerbomb, but turned his attention to Zayn. Jey used a distraction and hit a suicide dive. Jey then demanded Sammy grab a chair, and Sammy's like, oh, you want me to grab a chair? Well, which chair would you like? I'm like, oh, he's not wanting to do this. He's like, which chair would you like me to? They're like, any chair. So they grabbed Owens, and they held him, or Jey held him on the ropes and was like, hit him. And Jimmy runs over to distract the referee, and Sammy's got the chair, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I can't do it. He throws down the chair. He throws down the chair, and Jimmy comes over. He's like, you were supposed to hit him. What happened? He's like, I couldn't do it right in front of the ref. The referee's right there. He would have saw it and disqualified Jey. Jey then turns around. Stunner, pinned, 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens picks up the victory. This might not be leading to Kevin wanting to challenge Roman. This may end up leading to Kevin and Sammy challenging for them tag titles. So Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky did a promo about tonight's upcoming title match and their match this Saturday at Clash at the Castle. Basically, they planned on getting to the top and staying there. We then saw Miz frantically leaving the arena like 40 minutes after his match, so maybe he had to pack and shave and shower first. Not shave, but pack and shower before he could leave, even though he didn't even have a shirt on or whatever. And Ciampa was like, no, what are you doing? Where are you going? He's like, I got to get out of here. I got to leave. And he's like, are you sure, Mike? Are you good to go by yourself? Like, I can come with you. Give me a minute. He's like, no, I just got to go. I can't stay around here anymore. And so Miz goes to ride off. And all of a sudden we see in the back of the SUV, in the back cargo area, freaking a light. Whoop, it's Loomis in the back, but then we see nothing else, at least that I noticed. Then we had a pretty good Johnny Gargano interview segment, which also involved a theory. Johnny said that Johnny Wrestling wasn't just a nickname. Wrestling meant everything to him. The interviewer asked if Theory ruined his return last week, and he said no. He was actually very happy to see Austin. Gargano spoke about Theory's talent, which is why they were paired together in NXT. Theory then had a very generic gift that he didn't have to start at the bottom. Gargano said, or he's like, Theory's got a lot of generic gifts, and because of those gifts, he doesn't have to start at the bottom. And Gargano said that he didn't hear from Theory at all the 9 months he was gone. No phone call, no nothing. Not even when the baby was born. And Theory walks up and he's like, "I want to talk about phone calls. You never called me either, and I don't want to hear the whole I was busy changing diapers and feeding the baby and this and that." No, because I was also busy winning the U.S. title, becoming the youngest United States champion of all time, winning Money in the Bank, becoming the youngest Mr. Money in the Bank, wrestling at WrestleMania, and all this other stuff. Theory said that Gargano was just jealous. He expected more from him. Theory pointed out his Money in the Bank briefcase, and said it must be what they say, lonely on top. He warned Gargano that he was swimming with the sharks now, and this ain't NXT. And I think one of the commentary, it was either Jimmy Smith or Corey Graves, was like, "Yeah, this is where the sharks are," something like that. The announcers then ran down the card for Clash at the Castle. There was also a video package highlighting the two teams fighting for the women's tag team titles tonight. That match was next to the main event, 11 minutes and 20 seconds. So Kai and Sky drove Aaliyah into the steel steps early, basically making it so Raquel was on her own. Kai hit Raquel with the PK, which led to a break. Kai and Sky used a combination of strikes on Raquel to retain control. Raquel launched Sky into Kai, but couldn't tag out because Aaliyah was still down. Rodriguez then made a comeback and gave Sky an elbow drop for a 2. Sky responded with the code red for a 2. Raquel then turned Sky inside out with the clothesline, but Sky got an assist from Bayley as Kai distracted the referee. Kai hit a running boot, and Sky followed with a moonsault, but Rodriguez kicked out. Belair, Bliss, and Asuka would then make their way out and chased off Bayley. As Sky and Kai were distracted here, Aaliyah would jump back in, tag herself in, and then hide. Sky and Kai double-teamed Raquel, but then Aaliyah would slip in, roll up Dakota, and then pin her, become the tag team champions. But here is the thing. Io was the legal competitor, not Dakota Kai. Dakota was not the legal person. So, freaking Aaliyah, you pinned the wrong one. Belair, Asuka, and Bliss jump in the ring to celebrate with Raquel and Aaliyah as they posed. Fireworks went off and so forth. But here's my theory here. Who would you rather see lose? Sasha and Naomi when they return? Io and Aaliyah, or Dakota and Raquel and Aaliyah, or Dakota and Io? Because I'd rather the former. The current champs. They're building up big Bayley, Io, and Dakota. Even if they lose the pay-per-view, they're still going to be building them up big. So they don't want them to win the titles only to drop them less than a month later, maybe. The Naomi and Sasha, who are coming back. That's the only reasoning I have for Aaliyah and Raquel winning this match. Like, it makes no sense other than, they're just there to drop the titles back to Sasha and Naomi, maybe. I don't know. That's just the only thing that would make any ounce of sense. Also, Raquel Rodriguez becomes the first woman to win both the NXT and WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. So she's the first ever person to win the Women's Tag titles in NXT and on the main roster. So kudos to Raquel. But with that was Monday Night Raw Pretty good show, if I do say so myself. That's what I thought. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Remember, you can let me know by texting into 510-906-1341 or hitting that donate button down below. But before we get into all of that, I want to get into the polls. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 70% liked the show. 20% thought it was just 20% didn't like it, and 10% thought it was just all right. As far as the YouTube poll does go, YouTube community poll, 74% liked it, 20% thought it was just all right, and 5% did not like it. And finally, the Twitch poll. And Twitch poll, here we go. 41% liked it, 37% thought it was just all right, and 15% did not like the show. As far as some of the comments and stuff, text messages, let's pull that up here. Another person says, Seth and Riddle. That Seth and Riddle promo was 10 out of 11 fire. Okay, well, that's not even, let's say 11 out of 10. Another person said, now Raquel Rodriguez is the first ever woman to become tag team champions in NXT in the main roster. Correct. Notice how Raw getting better and better. Women's tag match was a bummer. Yeah, the crowd felt like they didn't even care for that main event women's tag title match at all. Let me read this really fast before someone's talking about a report of something that I want to read this text message before I actually read it out loud. Because if this is what I think, this is a long text message. If this is what I think it is, I'm not even going to read it out loud because I don't believe it's true. But hold on. Huh. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. This person, next text message. Who's your pick to unify the NXT and NXT UK titles at Worlds Collide? Braun Breaker or Tyler Bate? Braun Breaker. Says, I've seen a report stating that it's being heavily discussed among creative that WWE is getting ready to have Roman lose a title as soon as Clash of the Castle. Do you think Drew will indeed win the titles or a title? So let's actually do something here. Let's pull up a tweet from WrestleVotes and we'll actually discuss this. Let's pull this up on the screen. Correct screen. So this is what the text message is alluding to. This right here. WrestleVotes tweets out. For the first time in a long time, there's been some discussions creatively regarding Roman Reigns dropping the titles. See how it says title or titles? I'm hearing multiple ideas. Have intrigued those making the final call on Saturday in Cardiff. Should be an interesting week ahead. There is discussions, possibly, of WWE taking the titles or even just one of those titles off of Roman in favor of Drew. That's very interesting. I don't know if that's going to happen. Nothing was... So not to get into spoilers, but if only one title is going to be on the line, nothing they did in front of the live crowd last week for this week's SmackDown alluded to that. Unless that's some random announcement we get throughout the week, nothing was alluded to as far as only one title could be on the line. This text message says, when do you see Sasha and Naomi coming back? I don't know, probably next week. I honestly don't know. First says, Riddle versus Rollins has to be an unsanctioned, no DQ or no holds barred match. Now, how heated things are getting. That would actually be really good to do this match no DQ or no holds barred or whatever. Street fight it. Falls count anywhere. And the final text message here says, if Sammy ever turns face, do you think we'll see... Yeah, I basically said that earlier. That this could be leading to Sammy and Kevin against the Usos for the tag titles. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/whoops. Thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited if you're watching live, or if you're watching later on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or listening on podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week. We're leading into a big weekend. We've got AEW on Wednesday. We've got SmackDown and AEW Rampage on Friday. We've got Clash at the Castle on Saturday. We've got Worlds Collide on Sunday. We've got All Out also coming on Sunday. Big week ahead. We're going to be busy. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.